Good morning. It is June 5th, Thursday. This is the Automotive State of the Union. One of the best things in the world is that Steve Greenfield sent me my first Detroit-style pizza, and I'm going to try it live on this show while Kyle watches and wishes he was eating Detroit pizza too.
Look, I don't eat a lot of pizza, but
really? Oh man, it's like my main food source.
I'm with you.
My problem is I have like the tomato sauce like totally sends me sideways. So that's the problem that I get. But there's something about hearing the word pizza in the morning.
Oh, it's so delicious. And breakfast pizza is even better. Even better. Let's talk about so Steve was a co-host a little over a week ago, and he mentioned Detroit style pizza. And I said I never had it before, to which he shamed me for about 20 seconds.
Amazing. I was shocked.
And then he made a post on social media saying, Paul's never had Detroit style pizza. What's the best one? As you predicted, it was a hotly debated topic. Everyone's got a dog in the fight. And you sent me a pizza, and I baked it this morning, and I got it here, and I'm going to try it for the first time on the show.
Online, live. Yes,
is that going to be great? All right.
Paul's first Detroit pizza experience online. Here it is.
It didn't come in this box.
And by far, Buddies, for everybody, for the record, Buddies was by far the most popular. And luckily enough, Buddies was available on Gold Bellies. Gold Bellies, if you haven't used it before, is awesome. If you hunker for something from home, some pizza from or some food from some other city, Gold Bellies likely has it. It's not cheap, but you could have it delivered the next day.
And there it is.
Look at that. Nice.
Actually, it's hot and it's crispy on the outside.
So what's real quick, just like give us the rundown. What's the New York, it's the flat, bend it over, massive piece, Chicago deep dish. What's the Detroit thing?
Yeah, so I think that people are going to take, I didn't grow up in Detroit, but it's a very thick crust, as you're about to find out. Most of the pizza is crust. But on top of that, you've got like the red sauce and the cheese and whatever the topping is on top. The beautiful thing is show that crust up close. Show the crust up close.
It's not going to be.
Well, no, because this is the magic. From my perspective, this is the magic. If you look at the aura, the crust around the outside, what they do is they put butter and Parmesan cheese in the pan.
I can.
So then it melts and then burns against. So you get this caramelized Parmesan cheese.
They called it a seasoned pan.
Burned into the crust on the side, and that's the magic. If you get that, like almost to the point of burning, it's the most amazing mouth experience. And like salty.
You shouldn't start with the middle of the pizza.
I'll start with the crust.
A little bit of crust.
Start with the crust. The crust is the priority.
One bite. Everybody knows the rules. I feel like I have to say that. All right.
There we go.
Oh, I heard it.
Live online. The first Paul's bite of Detroit pizza. Oh, and he went for a second already.
Double down.
Verdict.
That's really good. And I bet when you get this fresh out of their oven
in the shop, in their oven, it's a whole different thing.
It levels up. Very good.
All right. So here's a challenge. Here's a challenge. So if we've got dealers in Detroit that want to sponsor a lunch with these guys, I'll buy the pizza.
Come on.
Let's have a conversation with dealers over their favorite Detroit pizza. And we can do a whole day and a half up in Detroit. And all we do is go from pizza shop to pizza shop.
And then we'll talk.
And if Jim Farley and Mary Barra want to do theirs too, we'll do that
as
well.
Well, there we go. Now we're talking.
Paul and I will work out for 3 weeks straight, prepping for this situation.
Right.
You won't see us.
Calorie deprivation ahead of time. Right. Go into a deficit and then load up on carbs.
Up the ante of this one as well. So Errol Bomar, who he's actually does a lot with Ford on the consumer side. He hosts the live stage at NADA. He was one of our MCs, and we became really fast friends at ASOTOCon. He lives in Detroit, so we'll rope him into this mix.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Prepare to shame me. I've really never even been into the city of Detroit. Which probably ties to why I've never had a Detroit style pizza. So
that could be. They could be related. Motor City, my friend. It's called Motor City for a reason. So you've now shamed yourself twice in a week.
I have. You know what? Because I feel a sense of false humility brewing up inside of me, and a lot of people. I'm excited. I'm open with it. I can't wait.
Because Paul, you're getting to the age where you should start to be honest with yourself. and open up to your audience.
That's
Open up
really
to your audience, my
Because
friend.
you've never done that before.
This is a good first step that you're starting to open up with your audience, and we all appreciate it as a result.
Something better than
I think that there's something visceral about like really leaning in,
right? It's the best.
Yeah. There's something visceral about really leaning into like Detroit as a narrative again, right? I think the auto industry, everything was so much around Detroit, and then it's gotten away from that, right? There's so much foreign manufacture, all this type of stuff. Like going back and going, no, this is the roots. This is something deep. You know, Ford's been doing some cool stuff with that old train terminal. There's some stuff that it's like, yeah, well, I think we can get on this, like get back to Detroit type vibe. You know?
And did you ever get into like Eminem or something? Are you like too young?
Oh yeah.
I'm not too young. I'm 46.
Come on.
We're gonna rope Eminem into this.
No, let's get up to Detroit and give you like a real Detroit experience. Pizza as well. But I mean, we've got to get you up there and get you to some dealers and like make a couple of days of this thing.
Yes, I want to visit some OEMs.
Go up to Northwood, about an hour north.
Up to Northwood on campus. There you go.
This is happening.
Let's do it.
All right, sold. It's happening here. Okay, I guess we should probably talk about some news. All right, here we go. Amazon is set to launch real world test of humanoid robots that will one day walk your packages out of their Rivian electric vans right up to your doorstep. It's next level experiment blending robotics, AI, and EV logistics. New report says they hope humanoid robots will be able to hitch a ride in the back of their Rivian vans and spring out, which sounds a little daunting, to deliver packages. Over 20,000 Rivian vans are currently in service, and Amazon aiming for 100,000 of those by 2030. A humanoid park was built at Amazon's San Francisco office, simulating real-world delivery scenarios. Robots from companies like Unitree are included, with Amazon developing proprietary software using DeepSeek VL2 and Alibaba's Qwen. I think we have some video footage of some of these robots in consideration. Here's the one more boring one. If you're watching it, these, I mean, they're nice looking robots moving bins around in an Amazon warehouse. I guess, doing tasks that workers would be doing right now, or humans with repetitive tasks, lifting bins, moving in the conveyor belts. And then this next one that we're going to show is what I want to see jump out of a Rivian van.
Oh boy.
You're looking at a robot get up off the ground doing a karate move.
What?
And then he's mimicking karate moves of a young girl next to him. I don't know that I want to see one jump out doing martial arts.
This is what's concerning to me. It's like all the dogs in the neighborhood are going to get crushed by these poor robots.
I think this is actually a live reenactment of Amazon driver training.
For the dogs. Crazy.
Yep, there's a package. So, I mean, obviously, a lot going on with humanoid robots, but it does make sense that if they're able to be this agile, this guy trying to kick one down and it doesn't fall. That's the scarier part. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Amazon robots delivering packages to people jumping out of Rivians or springing out of Rivians?
Well, I mean, Musk is big on this Optimus robot. He's gonna have millions of these things on first on the Tesla production line, and then apparently all of us are going to have one in the family to do our bidding as a pet. I think it's exciting that we're going to have like humanoid robots like in our lifetime here walking around. But some of these movies that we've seen recently, I don't know. I don't know how to think about this. And then AI and artificial general intelligence, et cetera. The confluence of like AI getting sophisticated and robots is a bit scary to me.
I can barely actually watch some of the movies from the last 20 years.
Like iRobot.
That it's like, okay, this gets a little weird at some point, doesn't it? It's tough to kind of watch. I will say, this whole like Amazon using these robots, that last robot seems to be a little bit quicker, a little bit more nimble on its feet. I'm telling you,
that was real time speed, by the way. That was not sped up.
Yeah, but at least in Nashville, these Amazon workers, specifically that are in the Rivian trucks, literally sprint to my door, take a picture as they're backing away, and sprint back to their van. And so I know that Amazon is picking up like delivery pace because they're pushing these Amazon workers to deliver in certain timelines. It'll be interesting to see if like that can, it seems like there would be actually some inefficiency here because of a human's ability to kind of like navigate quickly around a neighborhood. I don't know. It just seems interesting to me.
So I think we're seeing some robots deployed. We had a number of them at Soducon. They were featured at NADA. Reynolds and Reynolds has their parts delivery robot, and we start to see robotics fill real meaningful positions and really increase efficiency. The humanoid side of it obviously is kind of another step, because it's, when you have a little R2D2 like droid running parts around, is a lot different than when you have an upright walking robot that is, seeing, feeling, interacting. It is crazy. To your point, we will have these in a useful way.
It's happening. Yeah.
Or a destructive way in our generation. I always tell people I'm just excited that I'm going to be able to be like a 90-something-year-old guy, and I'm going to strap on my little Honda exoskeleton and be getting around just like no big deal. I like that part of the future, but everything else is TBD in my book.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
Brian Ortega with a "we're done" comment. And that's what it is.
Let's just keep making funny. Let's just make as many funny TikTok videos and eat as much pizza as we can in the meantime.
Let's go.
As always, Steve, thank you so much for being a part of this community, being a great friend, sending me my first Detroit pizza, and apparently booking our first trip to Detroit. We're going to meet with some dealers and talk over pizza. Have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.
Pizza tour.